Hi, I'm Luke. Oh no. Jane, Helen just texted she's come down with the same flu that I had that's going round, and I was just wondering...
Let me guess, you came to barter for my accursed cure-all elixir. Well, rightly you covet it, Luke, but be warned, 1 drop may cure, but 2 drops brings the waking death.
Actually, I was just going to ask if you wanted to fill in while she rests up.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
Here's Jane.
Hello.
It's a Jane.
Luke.
In the wild.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, captivity now.
Oh.
Wait, this metaphor is not working. So, Jane, it's October.
It is.
The month when all the great games are coming out. I know
Yeah.
that you've been playing a load of them. We've played a lot of like Assassin's Creed Origins and stuff like that.
Yep.
But what we're going to talk about today is a golf RPG I've been playing.
What?
Yep. Well, someone tweeted at me a few days ago and was like, you guys are into Golf Story, right? And I was like, what's that? This is how easy it is, by the way, to get a game featured on Show of the Weekend if you want.
All right, tell me about it.
Okay, so it's for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay. Well, I don't have one of those, so that's my excuse.
The game is a lot like Stardew Valley and Thimbleweed Park in kind of file under cutesy, old-timey looking 90s RPGs that are all pixely and colourful, but actually have a little bit more edge to them.
Okay, so that's how it looks.
You're roaming
colour
around.
me interested.
Yeah, so it's made by an Australian developer, which you can really feel in the dialogue because a lot of the characters' chats end with mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Yeah. And speaking of the dialogue, the game has this nice sense of humour in the writing all the way through.
Okay.
So there are nice little touches. So, for example, really early on, it starts with a flashback to when
Yeah.
you're a little kid and you're going around a golf course with your dad who's teaching you how to golf, and you're kind of nervous and you're trying to take a shot, and then the course gets like flooded with geese. And you're like, geese everywhere. And your dad's like, there are going to be a lot more geese than this in the big leagues, son.
Whoa, lifelong fear of geese.
Weird
That's
stuff
pretty
going
funny.
on there. Yeah, it is funny.
Okay.
There's
Because when you said golf, I
know, I know.
immediately,
I know.
all I heard was white noise after
I
that.
know,
And then
I
I tuned back in when you said geese.
when I said geese, those are Jane's switches. Golf and just like, woo. But then geese drop back.
What's
and
that?
Back in the room.
Geese?
If your ball goes too close to a mole, it'll jump out of its hole and run and grab your ball and carry it off somewhere else. Yeah, and like put it somewhere.
That's pretty cute.
Somewhere.
Although that's bad lawn maintenance on the
Yeah,
part of that
exactly.
golf course.
There's no voice acting, but the little dialogue bubbles have
Yeah.
some neat stuff as well. Like when people shout, like the words go all big, and when people kind of lose
yeah.
confidence in what they're saying,
Yeah.
the bubble kind of like tilts to the
that's
side,
cute.
kind of like. There's a nice bit I remember when you go and confront the evil new
Golf boss.
the evil new
Nice.
golf boss,
Yeah.
who's like run your favourite golf course into the ground. Although you don't really dislike him because you're like, hey, I'll work for you. Bit of sweet golf cash.
Okay.
So, but you know, we're still figuring out all the characters and stuff. I haven't got very far in the game. But yeah, there's a golfer there who kind of has principles, and he's like, I won't do this, you bunch of criminals. And one of the like lackeys in the room, like just one of the sort of like like nasty types, is like, hey, I've got a robot vacuum cleaner. So there's a lot of like idiosyncrasy and stuff like that.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. The music slightly gets on my wick a little bit. It's this kind of repeating
Is it like
sort of loop.
blippy chiptune stuff? Or?
Sort of, but it's got like this horn thing going on the whole way
It's
through.
just a constant
It's like-
horn. I know that kind of catchy.
Oh, they could be geese.
Constant geese.
It could be a geese chorus. Agorus. Also, I think like I've gone into like the next zone, which
Yeah.
is like this caveman themed dinosaur golf course. But the music is different in this one. It doesn't have that same sort of free sax
Okay.
thing going on. So it might be that I'm past that.
And the rest of the music is great. Is there like a swing meter
Sure
and timing and
There is.
and
as far as I can tell, having very little interest or experience in golf games, all that stuff is done quite well. You can use, if you press Y, I think you can, like on a slider, adjust where you would want your ball ideally to land, and it comes up with a little marker on the swingometer to show you kind of where to aim for. So there are a lot of nice touches, but I have to say, the golfing element is definitely my least favourite bit, just because I don't find golf interesting at all. At the moment, the RPG elements and the sort of humour and stuff is enough to make me power through.
Cool.
But everyone seems to be going kind of nuts for it, and it is a good game for the Switch. Because it has that sort of portability. But Stardew Valley is coming out on the Switch very, very soon, and so I know I love Stardew Valley, and so I don't know if I'm going to stick with golf.
I don't want Stardew Valley is on it. I mean,
I wish I had more time to give these like pretty pixely games that have just an immensely surprising amount of
tons
depth.
of hidden depth.
So much hidden depth.
Yeah.
Like Stardew Valley, when you talk to people who've played it for a long time, they start to say things like, "Oh yeah, I don't do the farm anymore.
Oh yeah.
Now I do the dungeons," and you're like, "Wait, what? That's the dungeons?"
Did you try giving the gift to the wizard kind of thing?
Like,
what?
Not unless that's a farming term. I feel like maybe we're being too down on golf. Do you think?
It's not my game, honestly.
Sure.
I just want to be the kind of person that has like an office and then they have one of those like practice.
That's the dream.
No, like a big fancy office, and then they have, you know, the trope where you have your golf clubs leaned against your big fancy mahogany desk.
One of those green
and then
plastic
a fake putting thing, and then you'll come in and you'll be like, "Jane, can I have a minute?" And I'll be like,
and you'll be like, "Yeah, I just got to work on my short game," and you're fired. So that, in a nutshell, is Golf Story. The story of golf as told by one man, a small man, yes, but a pixely man.
He may be small, but his golf is big. When he stopped looking for golf, that was when he found
The secret formula, it was just ordinary golf. To wrap it up, James. Yeah, so Golf Story, play it or don't. Anyway.
I think I like golf less now. I went on a journey there where I was like, oh, golf's okay. Now I hate golf.
No, it was quite a roller coaster. I was going to ask you about Assassin's Creed Origins as well, but we're out of time now.
What?
So just in a sentence. No time, that's it.
Assassin's Creed Origins, I had not played it before the preview event recently, whereas I know Ellen has played it several times.
So much.
So it was all new to me, and I really, really enjoyed it. The combat is really excellent. Much less parkouring, because not a lot of skyscrapers and gigantic cathedrals in ancient Egypt, it turns out.
Okay.
But the combat is super good. Feels really good. I had the shotgun bow. The actual developer was calling it a shotgun bow. It's not called the shotgun bow in the game, but it's the bow that fires multiple arrows like Legolas or something. But it only works at close range like a shotgun.
Of course.
And so, you know, how bows sometimes only work at short range. Anyway, the combat is really rather good, and I had an excellent time with it. Yes.
Well, there's much more Assassin's Creed Origins coming up on Outside Xbox and Outside Extra. Jane, you mentioned Legolas there, though. And now it's time to talk.
No.
Yes, that's
Accidental segue.
Accidental segue. About much more Middle Earth, because it's time for a quiz on Shadow of War. Let's do it.
Okay.
We do not serve the Dark Lord! We will take this land for our own! You fight for Mordor! You fight for the Bright Lord!
What new devilry is this?
I come for you, Town of Gondor.
Shadow of War, the hotly anticipated follow-up to Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, is out next week, giving players the chance to jump back into the role of Talion, Ranger of Gondor and Captain of the Black Gate, until he got by orcs and became an undead warrior. It's all so confusing, but thank God that Jane is here to help us unravel the mysteries of the game. Jane, The hosts of Outside Xbox and Outside Extra
Yes.
have a famously terrible record of
Oh.
pronouncing the name of Talion's ghostly companion in Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, much to the dismay of commenters. Jane, please tell us this
Yes.
character's name, and can you come up with a handy way of remembering it?
It's either Celebrimbor
Yeah.
or Celebrimbor.
Okay.
I always thought it was Celebrimbor. There's a character in Lord of the Rings whose name is Celeblas.
Sure.
And it means like silver leaf. So I always thought that Celeb means silver. Like Legolas means green leaf, like Legolas.
Oh, yeah,
Celeblas. So I was like, oh, Celebrimbor means silver some other thing.
They mean silver fist or hand of silver in Sindarin.
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay, he had an actual silver hand then, like Jaime Lannister. But
Yeah.
less valuable.
But less valuable. Couldn't have stepped to Jaime Lannister. I love that you've gone into the etymology. Okay, so say it
It's
once
what
more.
Tolkien would want.
Yeah, it is.
Etymological origin.
It really, really is.
You're welcome.
You can't deny that.
I'm surprised you get elvish smiths. It doesn't seem like a very elvish profession.
Yeah, but no, they were really into like crafting jewels. You haven't read your Silmarillion lately. There's a lot of jewel crafting in it. They're really into jewels. You thought they weren't materialistic. Oh no.
So materialistic.
They love a good jewel.
It's because, am I right, Jane, in recalling that Sauron came to the elves in the form of Anatar?
I like you ask, am I right?
Am I right
As if
in
you
when I
don't
say
know.
that? Yeah.
I really enjoy all that stuff. But you can't not admit that
Some of it is vague.
it's very dense
Open to
and I may
interpretation.
have forgotten some
Yeah,
details.
you read the whole thing to find out what is a Gandalf, and then there's like one sentence that's like, a Gandalf was around for a bit.
You're going to get in so
You're
much
like,
trouble
what?
for nouning Gandalf.
No, I like it.
Gandalf.
A Gandalf. Next question, Jane. In Shadow of War, Talion and Celebrimbor
Yep.
are forging a new ring of power because it went so well the first time.
Why would you make more?
No, Celebrimbor, he's got his eye in now. Celebrimbor believes it can be controlled this time.
Oh, sure, Celebrimbor.
Yeah,
sure.
Don't worry. He's like, yeah, he's like, this time.
Don't you worry, Talion.
First 20 rings were
Mate.
practice rings.
Yeah.
This one.
I got it.
So Jane,
Yeah.
I am Sauron.
What?
Surprise. We know.
Oh my God. I knew it was real.
Twist. I have come to you in this fine form. I am Anatar, the trickster.
I knew Sauron would.
Yes.
What's it? Look fairer
He would
and
look
seem
fair
fouler.
and seem fouler. That's
Yeah.
right, and that is me
Right,
all over.
you're the opposite of Aragorn in
I
that
seem,
sense.
I seem so foul.
But look so fair.
I look so fair. We know that being given a ring of power is a mixed blessing.
It's rad. Yeah, okay, sorry, a mixed blessing.
A mixed
yeah.
blessing, Jane.
Unless you're really good at wearing a ring.
Yeah, unless you're Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
It's all Bombadil chat all the time.
Did you know?
Welcome to Outside
you-
Bombadil. What powers would the ring of power that I offer you
Yep.
have to grant you to make your inevitable slide into dependence and unholy servitude worthwhile?
Even Galadriel's pretty tempted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Instead of a Dark Lord, you would have a
queen. Yeah.
treacherous
Yes,
as the sea. That's what I want. It's like, take it.
Yeah, it should be much
Yes.
better. Take the ring. Take all the rings. How many rings of power are there? Loads.
20?
So she could have like 2 on each finger.
Oh, yeah. In fact, she could have the toes as well. Galadriel with every ring.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Toe rings. If I could determine that taking a ring of power would corrupt me and eventually lead to my downfall and destruction in an epic CG battle,
Nice.
but would leave the world in a better state, because it corrupts the
Okay.
individual, right? But it's not necessarily going to leave the world worse off.
Yeah.
If I could, go to the Gandalf libraries, where the Gandalfs go,
Yeah.
to read
If you're a
from the
Gandalf,
annals,
yeah.
from the tomes,
If you've
and be
studied
like,
hard and become a Gandalf.
yes,
Yep.
and read about it and be like, okay, I think I've got this. I would accept a ring of power on the condition that I can control everyone's minds. And then I would mind control all the bad people to be good people.
I love how much rationalization and
do something
backstory
really
there was
evil.
to come around to control everyone's minds.
But then I would just control the bad people to be nice. And
Sure.
then I would have my eventual downfall and epic CG battle in which
Sure.
I eventually wipe out but leave the world a better place where all the bad people are now good people. Because I've united all the good and bad people.
Yep. Jane, Shadow of War boasts a new and improved version of the last game's fascinating nemesis system.
Right.
Which keeps track of the hierarchical interplay among your orcish enemies, what their relationship is to you and other orcs, all to the end of you amassing your own giant army with which to storm a fortress.
Sure.
You've recruited an army, weakened the enemy stronghold. The only thing left to do is deliver a rousing address to your troops who stand on the cusp of battle. A young Aragorn is nearby, waiting to learn what a truly inspiring battle speech sounds like.
Young Aragorn?
It's not in the game. Like the game, non-canon. You raise your weapon high and say...
Okay, a speech then.
Yep, battle speech.
Oh boy.
The orcs.
Okay.
We're ready.
All right, orcs. You've had it rough. I know it's not easy being an orc in Middle-earth. It's been hard, but we're all here together now, and
yes,
we're all friends here.
It's true.
And you, my orcish friends, are proof that we are all more than what we're born into. We are all more than what the annals say you must be. The point of humans in I don't say Tolkien lore because you can't say Tolkien lore.
What's she talking about?
Okay, all right.
Who's Tolkien?
We want man.
No, hear me out, orcs.
All right.
Stop. It's been said that destiny is all, that whatever you do, destiny is inescapable. I say to you that destiny is nothing. And you are whatever you want to be, orcs. Follow your dreams, orcs.
I want to eat a whole family.
No, orcs. You're thinking of destiny. You're thinking that was your destiny, but I am the destiny breaker. I have come to take you over that fortress wall, and so you can be, and from there you can be anything you want.
For Jane!
Yes!
Over the walls!
Yes!
Ah! That was good, Jane.
Okay.
I think Aragorn listening would have been right.
Needs a sub-editor, but when Tolkien writes that down and records it for history, it'll be a lot more eloquent.
History always embellishes it a little bit, doesn't it? Jane, Shadow of War tells a new story within Tolkien's rich fictional universe. It is all technically non-canon, so anything can happen. So Jane, if you had total artistic freedom to make a game set in Middle-earth, what would you make?
Like a golf RPG on the slopes of Mount Doom or something.
You have to chip the one ring
into the only place this golf ball can be truly destroyed. It's in the heart of Mount Doom.
Right there on the back of a giant goose.
The best place in all of Middle-earth is Rivendell.
Sure.
So let's go to Rivendell. I was going to say, could it be like The Sims but in Rivendell? But then
it can.
That'd be cute. But it's not a story.
Yeah,
and
Sim Rivendell.
Sim Rivendell would be cute, but I feel like that's
the
probably...
The Silmarillion.
Oh my god, yes. But I feel like there's probably already a mod that does that, so that's
probably,
not...
yeah. Can I throw a name out there?
Yeah.
A name of a character I know,
yeah.
who I know you love.
Who?
Boromir.
Yes. So yeah, it's my alternate ending where Boromir doesn't die at all.
Yeah.
He goes on to, save his people.
Okay, well, I think now there's very little more to say about Shadow of War. Crossed it off now.
That's the end of that chapter.
That's the end of that chapter. So thank you, Jane, for all of your incredible Tolkien wisdom, which
You're welcome.
Which was considerable. And now let's find out what you guys have been saying in the comments. Last week we hunkered down in London's loading bar for a SNES mini live stream, playing some of our favourite 90s titles and having a good natter with you all in the chat.
Well, it sure isn't Dale donates and says, what is Ellen's favourite fictional cat?
Don't make her choose.
Oh god. Probably Crookshanks.
That's
good choice.
Commented Jess Seeley wasn't too impressed with some of Oxtra's choices though, Luke. Ellen's favourite fictional cat, Crookshanks. A sad tear streaks down Kipper's furry cheek.
No, Jess, but the question was best fictional cat.
You know, Kipper's isn't actually real.
Jane, if Kippers isn't real, then how did I sign him over power of attorney?
Right. Elsewhere on that stream, you both took full advantage of the SNES Mini's new rewind mechanic, which makes it easy to undo mistakes made while playing.
Jump over these things.
There we go, there we go. Oh, no, didn't work. Back we go.
You've got to keep this thing close to you if you want to like rewind it.
Yeah.
The hero of Kvatch knows what's happened here, Luke. Luke abusing rewind powers, saying hella, someone's been playing Life is Strange.
Love Life is Strange. Bay over bay, folks.
Luke, that sentence only works written down.
Oh, yeah. Time rewind. Love Life is Strange. And that's the end of that sentence.
What an odd thing to say.
In other news, Ellen and Mike took to the purple sofa to round up some of the awesome games that are inbound this month.
Let me see if I can guess. Does it begin with A and end with Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Origins. So much
Oranges.
Looks like the excitement over a certain title might have gotten to Ellen, as Richard Smith notes. Assassin's Creed of Oranges? Sounds cool. Sign me up.
Ah, but I still haven't finished playing the Elderberry Scrolls.
I'm all for it, as long as it doesn't distract Ubisoft from their other franchises. We want Watch Dogs 3.
On last week's show of the weekend, Andy asked Ellen about Cuphead and which beverage she'd prefer to have occupying her own head.
I really like mint tea.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice hot or cold as well, so that's nice.
True.
And I like a nice peach tea.
Jeremy Levesque thinks we're playing into a stereotype, Luke. You Brits, every single drink you named was a tea. Mint tea does sound good, though.
We don't just drink tea, you know, Jeremy. We also drink iced tea.
And finally, I seem to recall you rounding up some of the times that getting a game over was way more fun than actually winning the game.
The game may have been totally baffling and not that easy to play, but that's alright because this is one game that definitely rewarded failure, and that reward was a little ditty called You Are Dead.
You are dead, dead, dead.
You brought your whole adventure to a screeching halt.
You are dead, dead, dead.
Peter Lacara suspects we had an ulterior motive, commenting, "This entire video was just an excuse to have a You Are Dead dance party, wasn't it?"
Hey, we don't need an excuse, Peter.
Yeah, we just need the local council to overturn its noise complaint. Then we'll really raise the roof.
Yeah, unless you're the council watching, in which case everything will be done by 10 PM, midnight at the latest. So, how did I do filling in for Ellen, Luke?
Amazing, Jane. Great quiz answers, very little ambient face noise.
Wait, is that a usual problem?
Last week, Luke snuck into the studio without us knowing and rambled rather too coherently about his theory that Doomguy is Link.
Andy was scratching his beard.
Sorry. Well, thanks for sticking from us. I mean, with us.
See? Not so easy.
Are you okay, Ellen? I know short jokes can get old fast.
No, I'm just annoyed that I didn't come up with it. No, I'm just annoyed that I didn't come up from it. What the hell, Ellen?
Oh, also, please pass on to Ellen my compliments. Those were nice moves in that Total Distortion dance party.
Thanks. If it's got a beat, we can usually dance to it. Turned into a printer.
Did you lean on a button or did it just spring to life?
I did not lean on any button.
That printer is my jam. My paper jam. Hey!
Printer jokes.
That's right, printer
Yes.
jokes. Your one-stop shop for printer-related comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not anymore, because I definitely can't think of any more printer jokes.
Quick.
Unless I've misjudged the toner.
Luke! Oh!
Oh,
Lex
on
marks
fire.
the spot.
Ah! So I love too much.
Printers!
So we've come to the end of this episode of Show of the Weekend, but there'll be more, we assume, next week. So thank you for watching, guys. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. There's loads more videos to watch. Thank you, Jane, for filling in
Thank you for
so
having me.
brilliantly. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.